and we'll talk about inflation in just a second, Professor, but just simply, and I don't expect you to be a market timer necessarily, but the head fakes that we're seeing with the market right now, what do you think the market is trying to prevent? Is it trying to prevent people from getting long, or is it trying to prevent people from selling?
Well, Joe, honestly, I think that so much bearishness on all the indicators. It seems like everyone that wants to be out of the market is out. Everyone that wants to be tactical is short, and therefore the surprises are going to be on the upside. I mean, the dollar is coming down. That is very, very good news. Potential good news and developments in Ukraine, although it does, certainly indicate more uncertainty. Looks like we're going to have a pretty decent print on the CPI. Now, that notwithstanding, I do think the Fed has decided, barring some extreme news, that we are going to go 75 on this time. More importantly, is we're going to end up at the end of the year. The market thinks another 150 from where we are today. That's 75, I guess 50, and then another 25 in the December meeting. I think that should definitely do it, because on the ground, I don't see prices going up anywhere near certainly the rate that it did. The important housing prices, actually on the ground housing prices, are going down, although we will not see those, as I've noted before, in the official statistics.
Right. If you read that book from whenever it was, 1920, Jesse Livermore, that's what you take away from it, is that the market constantly tries to do things to fool you into believing one thing when it's really, its true intention is to do the other thing. And it's constantly doing that. I don't know, it's just human nature, I think, is the way it works. So when we hit the June lows, Jeremy, and we had that sharp snapback in July, most people thought bear market rally, and I don't know, I thought we really had hit the lows. Then the most recent sell-off, that's where you have to decide, what is that? Is that a resumption of the downtrend to 3,000? Does it go to 3,000, the S&P? Or is it really just trying to shake out people that don't really believe we're starting a new uptrend? And that's kind of what I think it was. I think it was trying to shake your faith in that July rally that it would be long-lasting. I don't think it's a move to new low, but I don't know. Do you have the same viewpoint?
I've said that I thought that the June lows are the lows.
Why don't we? What
remember,
about the
when
VIX?
you have a bear market, you always have what's called a basing period.
Right.
In terms of it goes up and down, and yeah, that reinforces the bearishness. This was just as you said, a head fake. Again, we had seen those sentiment indicators become so extremely negative. I mean, and really, when I take a look at things on the ground in terms of even earnings, people talk about a recession. Well, we already had 2 negative quarters of GDP with collapsing productivity. We get any rebound in productivity second half of this year, that's further downward pressure on prices, which means the Fed doesn't have to go to an extreme. So I think again, when everyone is sold, the only place, only the buyers are left, and the shorts are exposed. So we will certainly see what happens in on the ground developments. But I think the market is liking the ECB being more aggressive means less. The dollar can go down. It really has gone down. That's very, very important in terms of the foreign earnings. Developments in Ukraine are moving quickly. This may mean some sort of settlement going forward. It looks like Europe maybe has prepared better than we had feared for the winter. Joe, the truth of the matter is we have millions of pieces of news. When the market goes down, we take from the pile that justifies the negative. When the market goes up, we take from the pile that justifies the positive. But I think that the sentiment and the fact that so many people have said, this is just another head fake bear market rally tells me history, the lowest sentiment is at market bottoms, just as the highest bullish sentiment is at market tops. And this has been 100, 200 years, as you say, going back to Jesse
Right.
Livermore and even earlier.